Yesterday and tomorrow are two sides of the same invisible coin we call time. Buckle your chin straps, my fellow zaddies and baddies, as week 8 is over. Grab your emotional support bourbon, because I have a feeling this one's gonna leave some burn marks. The date, October 30th. The network, the one your therapist warned you about. That's right, it's Zaddy! Week 8 was a massacre disguised as a matchup slate. Survivors crawled out of their rosters, clutching IR tags and broken dreams. Coojo's sitting at 6-2 atop the league this week after his 6th straight win. Someone test this man's lineup for PEDs. John, aka Beaverbong, congrats on the top Zaddy honors this week, dropping an absolutely bodacious 177. 5-3 never looked so good. The bong keeps on winning even if the lungs give out. The Bond Leavers are also at 5-3, not far off from top honors this week with a score of 172, all while his bench was a wasteland of injuries and bye weeks. Wes, take notes, this is what team management looks like. Darth Snacks begins the run of teams at 4-4. That's 3 straight wins though, he's climbing faster than a meth head who found a ladder and is randomly placing it on downtown buildings. Not to be outdone, his bro, Brandon, aka BTD, stands strong at 4-4 after squeaking out a 1-point win. It's okay, Brandon, you can stop clenching now. The Clusion expert managed a win and I guess lived up to his name. Welcome to the world of 500. It's bland. 2 baddies also sit at 4-4 after losses. Bria scoring like an art major's GPA, and Mermaid who is still in therapy from the aforementioned 1-point loss. B-Rock the Wrangler also sits at 4-4 after a loss, mid as ever, the fantasy equivalent of cornflakes. The 5-star man now sits at 3-5, sounds more like a 3-star man. Dennis Reynolds would weep. Wes also at 3-5 put up a meager 117 points this week. The only thing you're repealing is your own dignity. And finally at the bottom, Tester at 2-6. Hey, you're trying. Now as we look towards the matchups for week 9, the reality begins to set in. Is this when some people start accepting their fate? When that little voice in their head grows just a little louder, saying, well, I guess it's not my year. The Bond Leavers at 5-3 take on Tester at 2-6, projected as a coin flip, but let's be real, this is David vs Goliath. If David forgot his sling and Goliath wore a helmet. Thor's riding a hot streak, Tester's riding vibes. The Clusion expert takes on the hot dog Coojo. Coojo has to lose again at some point, and the projections agree he is finally mortal again. Kanopo may hand him his first L since early September. All he has to do is not choke. The so-called 5-star man is taking on week 8's top Zaddy of John. The bong rolls on. Jack's got heart, but heart doesn't score fantasy points. Expect another bong rip this weekend. Nicole's lover, aka Mermaid, aka Ariel, takes on Darth Snacks, the Climber, both at 500, a battle of mid-tier titans. Like if Robin fought the Riddler. Not a blockbuster, but some would be entertained, I guess. Brandon, aka BTD, aka the Drummond Dungeon Dweller, aka I like to say aka, in another mid-off with Team Bria. One of them climbs to relevance while the other gets buried in Weaver Wire shame. Finally, the Wrangler, versus Wes. Or I should say the main event is Wes versus the concept of competence. At the time of recording, B-Rock is projected to win by 51 points. Wes's team is performing like it was drafted by his role model, that drunk uncle you avoid at holiday gatherings. At this point, I think you're tanking, but you know this is a redraft league, right? Are you conducting a long-term art experiment on the concept of failure? The way your team is acting is making Stefan Diggs say, "Whoa, reel it in." Week 9 is where contenders rise, pretenders crumble, and we all start to question exactly what the hell did we spend our money on. I've been Thor, aka the Bon Leavers, reminding you not to spay and neuter your pets. Come on, let 'em live a little, you brood. And until next week, you beautiful degenerates, stay entertaining.